The idea for this program comes from Nelson Mathematics 4, page 365, where students learn probability. Choose your spinner. So in this case, we have a two-player games, and each player take turns spinning and moving their marker from the start to the finish. So all players begin by placing a marker on start. Then they choose a spinner and spin it. They move to the next square only if you spin its color. You can move vertically or horizontally, but not diagonally. The first player to arrive at finish wins. If we press on the guitar, that's what will trigger the spinner to turn. And the buttons on the left allow one of the marker to move, and the buttons on the right allow the other marker to move. Here's the drawing board that's going to be used to create our program. The monkey is going to draw the background, the dragon is going to draw the board, and the three other characters are going to draw the three different spinners. The ability name background explains what the monkey is going to do. So we make it invisible, we set the speed, it's going to draw really fast, and it's going to make the background, which is considered one very, very, very big dot that is a pale blue color. The board is going to be drawn using embedded abilities. We are going to reuse some of the abilities. For example, we need a red square. We'll also need a green square, blue square, and a gray square. But here's the red square, which is a color and the size 50, length of 50. And between each line that we draw, we turn 90 degrees. We repeat 5 times just because we need to be ready to draw the next square. So if we had 4 times, it will draw in a different direction. So by having it drawn 5 times, we're making sure that the next square will be drawn next to the one we just written. Here we have the code for the blue square that follows the same logic. The code for the green square, and the code for the gray square. So the dragon is going to draw the board, which will may start at the position 225 for X and 200 for Y. And we're going to draw line 1, and above it line 2, and above it line 3, and above it line 4, and above it line 5. That will make our board. If we refer back to our board at the beginning of this video, line 1 was made of a red square, a blue square, a green square, followed by a red square and a blue square. In between each square, I just changed the value of X, so I move a little bit to the right by 100 units. And at the end, we return back to the beginning by going back, changing by minus 400, and going up a little bit by 100 units. At the end of this, we are ready to draw the second line. Following the same logic, we have line 2 with the blue, green, red, blue, and green square, and then we restart ready to for the third line. Here's line 3 following the same logic, and line 4 following the same logic. And finally, we have the last line, line 5, to complete the drawing of the board. Spinner number 1 is half green, a quarter blue, and a quarter red. So the red part will cover 90 degrees. So what we'll be doing, we'll be drawing 45 lines of 2 degrees each. And the width of our circle is going to be 100 units. So we draw 45 lines of 100 units, and then we return back. In order to draw the green part of the circle, we are actually drawing an approximation of 180 degrees, so just a little bit more. So we have 92 lines of 2 degrees each. Each line is green with a width of 5 units and 100 units long. After we draw each line, we return back and then we repeat again in order to draw the next line. And here we have the same logic for the blue part of the spinner. This completes spinner 1. Here's the code for spinner 2. I will let you follow the logic. The second part of spinner 2, third part of spinner 2, and the end of spinner 2. Spinner 3 is blue and red, so here's the code for spinner 3, the first part of spinner 3, and the second part of spinner 3. The 3 guitars have exactly the same code. When you press on the guitar, it spins to land on a color of the spinner. We change the size of the guitar to make it a little bit bigger. The guitar will spin at least one full rotation plus a little bit more at random. So it goes between 360 and 720 degrees at random. This function will work only when the guitar is stopped. Each marker will be able to move from square to square to square to square to square to square within the board. Is able to move one square at a time, either right or left or down or up. It is moved with the buttons, so the buttons can go left, right, up and down, and it will be able to move within the limits of the board. At the beginning of the program, our marker is going to be placed at a position which is x equal 250 and y equal to 650. X here is called a variable, and it will change throughout the program. Y is also a variable that will change throughout the program. But throughout the program, the position of the marker will be forever at the current location. So the variables that are initially set here will change across when the player is playing. And so this part of the code just makes sure that our marker stays at the current location. We are making sure that the marker doesn't go beyond its limit. So here we have the left limit. We double check the position of the marker. So if it goes beyond the limit, which is we set at 250, it just, if it's, let's say, go to 251 or more, we just change back to the value of x to 250, so it doesn't go beyond, and then we make a sound to make sure, to indicate that it went to the limit. Here we have the limit at the top, which is set at y equals 650. We have here the limit at the bottom, which is set at y equal 250. And finally, we have the right limit for this marker. When the code reaches the bottom right corner of the board, then it should win. So we check that when the position of our marker equal 650 for x and 250 for y, this is when we know that this marker is at the right place and it is winning. So when it wins, we change the, we say that this marker wins, we play a little song, and then we return the text to its normal appearance. Here's the logic to move our marker with our buttons. So when we press on the up button, we increase the value of the y variable in order to make it go up by 100 units. When the down button is tapped, we decrease the variable y, so in order to go down by 100 units. When we tap on the right button to make the marker go right, we increase the value of x by 100 to make our marker go right by 100 units. When we press on the left button to make our marker go left, we increase the value or decrease the value of x by 100 units. So we changed by minus 100 in order to go left by 100 units. So that will change the value of our marker by 100. We apply the same logic for the other marker. Just notice that the limits will be different. We start with a different position and we use different limits. If this marker reaches the finish position, it will also win. Here we have the logic for its own set of buttons. And we have the completed game.